And so please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
More like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here?
like this guy here.
Is this
No,
is this really happening? He meant the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now that you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
but you're more in the category like Wilfred Richter, Arnold. Name?
My man. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic. That's great, partner. You two ever go out place everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go. We head to Kroger's, and we work.
Yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh God! And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can
first.
you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
How
I
do you do it?
mean,
Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you know you gotta get the smile. Smile going on some shoes, but you know.
Wait, hold up.
You got.
I gotta
when
try
it's
this
time,
with
when,
you.
it, when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try this
you gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny
All
and start
do,
laughing.
do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smizing.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are all doing well out there and enjoying your Thursday. Hopefully it's a thriving and thrilling Thursday on the most positive ways possible. Make it a thrilling and thriving Thursday because you deserve it. That's why. You might be going, why? Because you deserve it. Okay. Make it an amazing one. Okay. Hopefully you guys are doing well and enjoying your Thursday. If you're having a good Thursday, please send those likes all the way up. That would really mean a lot. We are out here. We got some great stories for you guys, some controversies, some ridiculousness, all wrapped up into one very short 1 hour show. I said 1 hour show today. Okay, guys, so we got to make it quick, but we got to get into it. My fellas are in the house, David and T. What's up, fellas? What's good? I can't hear you, David, but T, how you doing, my brother? Let's get to it.
I'm all good. I'm looking forward to this nice weekend.
Yes.
My grandmother's turning, I think, 75, so having a cookout this weekend for her, so it's all good.
Nice.
Very, very nice. That sounds very, very nice. David, now that you're finally unmuted, sup?
Hey, man, everything's pretty good here. Hi to everyone in chat. Just got a busy day ahead of me too, so glad we have a shorter show and we can start early because I got a lot to do over the next 2 days. But yes. I'm excited to get into these stories we have here.
Yeah. We got a lot to talk about. And the funny thing is or something that's very interesting is today is the last show in Miami. That's why I'm wearing my Miami hat right now. There will not be a show tomorrow morning, which I've been telling you guys for the whole week now. Hence the reason why this show is going to be so short, because I got things to do. Last few hours, last 24 hours here in this beautiful, sunny Miami. And I got to be real, it's been really, really entertaining. A lot of fun. It's never been a dull moment. Experienced some really great stuff. Got to meet T for the very first time, bond with him and all that, which was a blessing as well. I mean, let's be real. That was really, really dope. We got to do some really cool stuff, see some really cool things. And so now it's time to saddle up and mosey back home, mosey back to the old barn, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm excited about it. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? I miss my background. I miss my studio. I miss the purple lights. But at the same time, because here it is. David's already doing the purple lights for me. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. He's already doing the purple lights for me. So I do appreciate that. But at the same time, I miss my purple lights. You know what I'm saying? I miss my lights with a vengeance. You know what I'm saying?
Sweet.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? And of course, when I get back into town, I'll be doing some pop-ups and all that stuff too. You know what I mean? But of course, send all those likes all the way up. Send that love all the way up, okay? Because we out here, all right? We working hard out in these streets. Definitely crush that like button one last time. And definitely, please, if this is your first time, just happen to just kind of, swoop into the show on accident, which is a nice thing. Don't forget to crush that subscribe button, okay? We're working hard out here in these streets, man. And then we also have this join button down below. Hit that join button, okay? $4.99 helps you, helps us. We're helping you, by helping us. You see what I'm saying? That's exactly what I was trying to say earlier. But $4.99 a month helps fuel this channel so we can keep giving you your stories, your pop cultures, your controversies, and your conversations of the day. Speaking of controversies and conversations of the day, we got to get into our stories because we don't have a whole lot of time, and we got to get straight into it. Now, here's something that's very interesting. It's one of our top stories of the day, and we do have something that's very positive wrapped up in the middle of our show too, which I'm very excited about talking about. And we do have something that's very devastating. But first, we got to go with the ridiculous, and this is a story that I find very, very interesting because let's be real. When you're a grown-ass human being, you should be able to find your own way, right? I mean, just in my own personal opinion, you should be able to find your own way. But some people, it takes a little while for them to leave the nest, right? To move on. All right. And so we got to go into this particular story right quick. And this is something that I found very interesting. But before we do go into that story, I wanted to say a big thank you to Nat A for joining our family membership. Yes. God is good. Thank you so much for joining and hitting that join button. Like I said, it's just $4.99 a month. I really do appreciate it. Nat A, you're amazing. Welcome to the family membership. Anyway, we got to go into this story because there's a lot to talk about in this particular one, okay? Dr. Dre's eldest daughter reveals she is homeless, living out of her SUV rental, okay? Her SUV is a rental, and it hasn't received a dime from him in 18 months, despite repeated pleas for help. All right. Her name is LaTanya Young, 38 years old, by the way. All right. So let's read a little bit of this article. Okay. Dr. Dre's estranged daughter has revealed she is homeless and is living out of her car. By the way, it's a rental, allegedly, while her superstar father is ordered to pay his ex-wife, Nicole Young, $300,000 a month for spousal support. Let's be real. That woman just scooped up a freaking bag and then some. Okay. But we're not talking about Nicole Young here. We're talking about LaTanya Young. All right. LaTanya Young, 38, works as a delivery driver for DoorDash and Uber Eats and as an assembler at a warehouse, but claims she can't afford to secure an apartment in California and is living in a rental vehicle. The single mother of four, let me repeat that again. Single mother of four told the Daily Mail, which is the article that we're reading right now, that she has repeatedly asked her producer dad, who is said to be worth a colossal $800 million for financial help, but she has not received one single dime in damn near 18 months. LaTanya, which we're going to be looking at some of these photos here too. LaTanya is Dr. Dre's daughter by Lisa Johnson, 53. The couple split when LaTanya was 5 years old. She has not seen her famous father, whose legal name is Andre Rommel Young, in 18 years and doesn't even have his cell phone number, admitting that she has to communicate with him through his team. Now, here she is, you know what I'm saying? In her alleged car so she could do her Uber Eats and her DoorDash deliveries, but she's also allegedly living in that same car. There's more. I'm going to show you some of these photos because she's straight up posing. Okay, here we go. Let's make sure everybody sees the DoorDash bag and the DoorDash face mask that she has on as well. Single mother of four. Single mother of four. Let me just say that again. Okay, sitting here saying that Dr. Dre or Andre Young needs to be paying her now. Single mother of four, living in her car, which is a rental, working DoorDash, Uber Eats, and working in an assembly line in a warehouse. Yeah. So let's continue. And of course, we're seeing him. He's living his life like it's golden. There's the ex-wife who literally scooped up a whole gigantic bag. Okay. Like I said, $300,000 a month. I'm sorry, $300,000 a month. Like, wow. Okay. She has some really amazing lawyers. Now, there is a clip here. We need to take a listen to this too, because it is kind of ridiculous in my personal opinion. And of course, there's always got to be an ad in here, but hold on, because this is crazy.
Is Dr. Dre a deadbeat dad? Daily Mail exclusively speaking to his estranged daughter, Latanya Young, who says that she's homeless currently and living out of her car. Now, the single mom of 4 claims that she has repeatedly asked her dad, who is said to be worth some $800 million, for financial help, but she has not received a dime in 18 months. Senior correspondent Alicia Quarles is joining us in New York with more on this one. And Alicia, break it down. When is the last time that Latanya says she spoke to her dad?
All right, Thomas. So Latanya admits that in the past, her dad helped her out by paying her rent and even giving her an allowance. She says all of that stopped in January of 2020.
I'm sorry. Wait a second. Can I roll that back just a tiny bit? Because I could have sworn she just said something. What'd she say?
Telling us, I just heard that he has to pay $300,000 a month for spousal support. It's embarrassing because people are looking at me wondering why. And Thomas, in fact, she says that she commends Nicole for going after the money legally, saying she did what she had to do.
Well, it's amazing to think January of 2020, that's prior to isolation, and to think that since then they haven't had any contact. Now, Latanya's 4 kids are living with friends currently while she lives out of her vehicle, and the family recently left Nevada for California in the hopes that Latanya would earn some better money. And we are certainly hoping the very best for her. Maybe.
Okay, hold up. So she moved from Nevada to LA or California in hopes to make better money. You sure about that? You don't think that maybe she was doing that so she can get closer to Papa, knowing how much he makes, to be more like, to be closer to him? Okay. Mother of 4, living out of her car, which is a rental. She's packed up everything just so that she could be closer to Pops. Doesn't that seem a little strange? And now she's trying to get on like Daily Mail. She's all on these other all these other places, and is trying to make it seem like Papa is a deadbeat dad. Now, so the question I throw up to everybody and the fellas here too, is Dr. Dre a deadbeat dad or no? David, go ahead.
Yeah, I would say no. Not right now, anyway. I don't know about in the past when they were actually like smaller children, but no, he has no responsibility to, I guess, fund her living. I mean, honestly, she's making some bad choices on her own here. I mean, she has 4 kids without anyone to help support them. There are places where, I mean, DoorDash works mostly on tips, so maybe she's making $10 an hour or something. I mean, at least get a full-time job. They do pay better, I guess. But ultimately, I think it's more her mom screwing her over than anything, because Dre is paying $300,000 a month to that part of his family. And it's the mother that's choosing not to support her own daughter at this point, because $300,000 a month, that's plenty enough to live in luxury and still support your child and her children too. So I'd put some of this on the mother just because of how much he's already given them every month. And she's also, like I said, not working in a permanent job with 4 kids. I don't even know how anyone could afford just doing DoorDash and having children, because, like I said, they only make about $10 an hour, and maybe they make a little bit more, maybe like 15, but not enough to support yourself, let alone support 4 children, in my opinion. So also, the people that are responsible for her children would be her and the husband, or not the husband, but the father. So she should probably, if she's having trouble taking care of her children, she should be looking towards the father of those children to get child support. I mean, that's how it's set up. That's how it's supposed to work. And they're more responsible for her situation than her father is right now, I would say. I'm kind of surprised she got into this situation with $300,000 a month going to her mama. I think her mama screwed her over or something here. I don't know why she's not helping her out, why she's got homeless with 4 kids and her mama's getting over $3 million a year, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like over 3 million. Yeah, just about.
So I don't know why she's not supporting her grandchildren. Because I mean, you could say Dre could do the same, but he's already given them the money. I think that would be the mother's responsibility to spend it on her children and grandchildren.
Right. It's step grandchildren because he divorced her a while ago, a long time ago. They got divorced when she was like 5 years old, and then they've been estranged. The biological mother. Then he obviously got married again later on down the line by this woman by the name Nicole, and that's the girl who's scooping the bag right now. So when it comes to that, I think it's absolute trash. Real quick, before I throw it over to T, this is my real quick. This is my thoughts. Okay, you a grown ass woman. You're 38 years old. You got 4 children. All right. I understand that maybe there's a need or it might be enticing. Let's just say to it might be enticing, right, to know that you got a father that is worth is a multimillionaire. But at the same time, you're a grown ass woman. You're 38 years old. You have 4 children. Let me just say that again. 4 children. I've been saying that over and over and over again because I want to make something abundantly clear here. There is a lot of adult decisions that you are making when you go to bed and make children. Okay? You make that physical decision to have children. All right? You're making adult things. You're doing adult moves betwixt the sheets and bringing out these children. At some point, if you're going to be that adult to pop out 4 kids, you have to be adult enough to come to terms with the things that you need to do as an adult, which is support yourself financially, take care of yourself. You can't just turn around and just say, "Hey, Pop's got a bunch of millions of dollars. He can support me long enough." That's ridiculous to me. You're a grown adult with 4 children. You've made some decisions in your life. You made adult decisions to bring life into this world. In no way, shape, or form should this guy have to keep supporting you forever. At some point, a father or a parent has to give you the tough love of like nudging you out into the world. It's like, go figure it out. I can't keep paying for all your stuff. I can't. And I don't know what kind of relationship they do have. We don't know the full thing, but you're grown. You're a grown ass adult. I get it if he was like helping with something, you know what I mean? Maybe here and there, but you can't ride the coattails of your father until he passes. That's ridiculous. You need to be an adult, do adult things. And then maybe Dr. Dre will turn around and go, all right, I see that you're doing your thing. Do you need any, like, hey, let me just buy you this car for you or something like that. You see what I'm saying? Like at some point, you have to relinquish your claws into the back of this man. At some point, he's going to have his breaking point where enough is enough. And that's clearly what's going on right now. But the fact that she's even going out of her way right now to put this out on blast is beyond me as well. Now, later on in the article, it does say that Dre has cut off all communication now because she's put this out here like this. And I don't blame him. Why is she trying to pin him up? Why is she trying to dress him up like he's a deadbeat dad if he's been helping her before and he just suddenly cut her off? I'm just saying this out loud. It just doesn't make any sense to me, man. It doesn't make any sense. I think it's unfair that he's suddenly getting thrown under the bus when we don't know the full scope of the story. She's kind of doing this sob story so that everyone feels for her. I think it's a full act of manipulation just so she can secure a couple hundred thousand or a couple hundred million, just like his recent ex-wife. Anyway, David, I'm sorry. What are your thoughts on this?
Wow. Yeah, it's very stressful. I'm just thinking about Dr. Dre's recent health issues. He had a brain aneurysm several months ago, and he almost passed away. And his wife, his estranged wife or ex-wife, is also bringing him more problems as well. Now his older daughter is. So he's dealing with a lot of different people around him who are trying to suck him dry, seems like. And it's a lot of pressure for any man to build an empire and then maintain the empire. Because all these people, especially those closest to you who you trust, who are really the main ones trying to take all of your hard work from you. There's a quote I heard this a couple of days ago. It's brilliant. Entitlement is the thief of hard work. And I think that it's a really good way of phrasing this, because those who feel entitled to, I want this, I deserve this is mine, they don't work hard for anything. So it's unfortunate that that Dr. Dre right now is dealing with his oldest daughter, who decided to move from Nevada to California, which is a nice difference in lifestyle. And she's probably trying to use the 4 children of hers. And then, so probably to say, hey, Dad, your grandkids are out here homeless. Help us. So she's definitely using every kind of tactic she can to get something from him. Although she has in the past come out and said some things about him publicly that weren't so great in the past. This is not her first time. So this has been years and years going on between these two. So she's punted on right now, knowing that he's mentally, emotionally, and probably even physically weaker than he was before due to his brain aneurysm and his recent divorce and settlement with his ex-wife.
Yeah, I just for me, it's just like I said, and all the added stuff, all the added stress that he has going on in his life. Maybe that aneurysm was a wake-up call, or maybe it made him realize he had to step back and look at the big picture because he wasn't seeing the forest through the trees. And suddenly realized that he was like, wow, there's a lot of people, a lot of sycophantic friends and a lot of sycophantic family members that are sucking the life out of me right now. Literally. I mean, this could literally be what it is. And he's going, I can't handle this stuff anymore. People are around me just so that they can get some of my money. That's all they care about, rather than caring about being my friend or caring about my well-being. Then on top of that, you got to remember this too. You got the wife, ex-wife now, trying to sue him for everything he got. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of allegations in regards to him being what's the word? A philanderer, running around, throwing around his wayward D on some other women. Now, if that's the case as well, then there's a lot that we need to put into consideration for sure. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, I get that there's a lot in his mind. I get that there is a lot of stuff that's going on in his life that may be causing him to sit there and cut people off. Basically saying, hey, I can only do so much right now. I can only do so much. I already got this woman who I thought was going to be my world too. And understandably, as A Lady 747 said, community penis, he wanted to share it with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. He wanted to share it with everybody, So in a way, he's getting what he deserves in a certain way, because she was like, hey, if I can't have him, and the best way of revenge is to get into his pocket. And that's exactly what she freaking did. But one thing I'll say is that this is a grown woman. This is a grown woman, y'all. 4 kids. been on this planet for 38 years, and you're telling me you still can't figure it out? And I understand there's late bloomers out there. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of late bloomers when it comes to financials, etc. I'm not throwing any shade on that part. What I'm throwing shade on is the fact that she's trying to swindle this. She's trying to work something, like she's trying to make this work and trying to manipulate the audience, manipulate the general public so that everybody can look at Dr. Dre as some sort of quote unquote deadbeat dad. I beg to differ. I don't think he's being a deadbeat dad. I honestly think that he's being someone who's had enough and said, hey, there's a cutoff time. There's a shelf life for everything. And y'all have literally done way too much. You have extended it more than I can even handle right now. And there's called tough love. Parents do that stuff all the time too. So, like I said, this woman can easily, if she's got 3 jobs, she can definitely do something. I mean, shoot, wouldn't it be doper if she was able to just go to Dr. Dre and go to her pops and go, hey, Dad, do you think I could work for you? Give me a low-level job. I'll start from the bottom and I'll work my way up. But no, she just wants things handed to her. And at some point, if you're biting the hand that feeds you, the hand that feeds you is going to smack you back. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Anyway, we got to go into our next story. And this one is pretty damn cool. So it is most definitely time for things I find dope. And in things I find dope, yeah, it's been a while since I've played that thing. It has been a minute. And in things I find dope, there's been something that was really cool that just recently happened. Shout out to T. Thank you so much for this story. But there has been a Good Samaritan that's leaped into the New York subway tracks to rescue a disabled man in a wheelchair who had rolled off the platform moments before the train pulled into the station. So this is the moment a subway hero leapt onto the tracks to save a man in a wheelchair who rolled off the platform. Cell phone video captured by a bystander at the Union Station, at the Union Square station in Manhattan, at around 1:15 p.m. on Wednesday, captured the moment a quick-thinking commuter jumped down to help the disabled man. Other bystanders rushed to help the unnamed hero, who lifted the disabled commuter as a group helped pull him up onto the platform. Moments after he pulled the man to safety and his rescuer also jumped onto the platform, the downtown 6 train pulled into the station. Of course, we got to look at this video because this is pretty damn amazing. But of course, there's an ad. They make sure they secure them bags. Hold on, guys. Here it is. Unbelievable.
There is downtown local 6 train to Woodbridge City Hall. Approaching the station, please stand away from the platform edge.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be careful of the gap between the platform and the
Y'all, that would have been bad. That would have been bad, man. Real talk. If they didn't help him, I mean, that was literally, there was a little bit of a lot of time. But like I said, if it was just them two right there, this would have been a disaster. T, what do you think on this, man?
I'm just happy that, good people still exist. I think during the cell phone era, we've seen a lot of people just staying by with cell phones out, but not really stepping in to be first responders. So I'm excited, especially in NYC, where people are just coming together to help somebody who needs help at that moment. And what was that, 25 seconds maybe in between the guy getting up off the tracks to when the train came. That was still a close call. So that was excellent work by those people. This should be, like, in my opinion, what's put on the news first. We shouldn't be putting on 15 minutes straight of negative news. Let's put up positive things happening around the world. So that way we can just change the whole climate of how people feel about life in itself, and spread spread that joy and love and help and support. Like something that's like contagious. And I think energy is contagious. So if we're playing positive things more and more and more, I think things will improve gradually.
I agree too. I think it's harder and harder nowadays to find positive pieces of news out here, or acts of kindness, or good Samaritan moments like this. Somebody who is just willing to sacrifice themselves just to make sure that that person does not die. But it's few and far between, y'all. More and more, we don't see these kind of stories coming out. It's hard to do a things I find dope segment when there's not enough good things being thrown out there on the reg. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it's you gotta dig out there to find that positive thing, or that cute moment, or that heartwarming moment. It's rare. It's really, really rare. So I appreciate you, T, for finding that story. I think that's really, really cool. And shout out to that Good Samaritan and the other New Yorkers that helped out, because they could have easily just walked away and just said, "Figure it out, bruh. Figure it out." I mean, New Yorkers are New Yorkers. They're tunnel vision in their own minds, in their own lanes a lot of times. So the fact that they did that and stopped what they were doing to help out is really, really big. David, what are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, this is great. It's very fortunate, because we have seen, especially over the past few months, people just letting people lay on the subway train tracks, or even there's 2 cases of people pushing someone on them lately. But one thing I've never seen is pretty much something like this, where just not even just one person, but the whole group of strangers just kind of bands together and trying to get them out of there in time. And that is great. Like you said, they could have just walked away, and I think that's what I would have normally expected from people there in the subway like that. But in this instance, not only did one guy get down there and risk his life, but everyone around him came over to help out, and even the older people that were there on the edge, giving them, helping them lift themselves back up. So even like the elderly were up there trying to help, and that was a great thing. And I really do hope this inspires more people, like if they see a similar situation, to try and help somebody. And the guy that jumped down there is a hero, because that subway was coming. He had no guarantee that he'd be able to get out of there in time, especially if he got caught or trapped himself. So he's a very brave. He's very much a hero as well.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, huge shout out to that man who jumped down there and put his life on the line. Because I feel like also, and SML was like, "Wait a second, don't come for us like that." I'm playing when I talk about New Yorkers, but at the same time, people out here, there's a lot of self-centered, a lot of selfish people out here that won't be willing to get out and do something positive, get out and do something, risking their neck, put their neck out for their fellow man, especially for a stranger that they know nothing about. The fact that this man is okay is huge. And like I said, it always takes that one person to take a good step forward to inspire a whole bunch of people to do the same. So again, shout out to that Good Samaritan. I really do appreciate it. And that was our Things I Find Dope, which I haven't done in a long time, y'all. Shoot, it's been a minute. Let me just be straight funky on that. It has been a minute on that. But moving on to our next story. We need more positive stories, y'all. Damn. So if you guys find anything that's positive and, makes y'all feel gooey inside, you know what I'm saying? Please share it on the Discord. Message me on IG or on Twitter, what have you. Send it my way, because I'm always looking. I'm always trying to search for those good, positive stories as well. So please send them our way. We will definitely try to showcase them as much as we can on the show. Okay. Real quick, somebody just said something. Cherise said, Pascal, that's so true. And they will be blessed on the end for thoughtfulness. Yes. I agree. It's like I said, it's hard out here for people to do something selfless. It's rare. It's very, very rare for people to do selfless acts of kindness, especially if it's not kin. It's very rare. So when somebody jumps down and is willing to risk their neck, that's huge. So I commend that person. So moving on to the next story. We have another story for y'all. Okay. Which is also a very interesting one as well. Hold on. Sorry, guys. All right. We got this story. It's real quick, but it's this one's for David. David's got this story about, weightlifter medalists sat in silence after questions about the transgender athlete Laurel Hubbard. We do have a video, but David's got the quick story. Speak on it, bruh.
All right, so basically what you're about to see is this was after the women's lifting competition, and the 3 people that are being interviewed were the winners of the specific lift that they're talking about. And so those are the 3 gold, silver, and bronze winners. And originally, a lot of people were expecting that Hubbard would win completely. However, she was removed from the beginning of the match, basically because she was lifting enough weight, but according to the Olympic committee, the bar was passing over her head where it needs to stop above her head. So basically, she lost because of technical part of her performance.
Technicality. Yeah.
Yeah. And so basically what you're seeing here is the 3, these are all born women, and they ended up being the 3 victors. And what you're seeing here is that the press is basically interviewing them about the whole process to their victory, and ends up asking a question that you can see in the video.
Let's take a look.
It was a historic night here with Laurel Hubbard competing as the first openly transgender in a individual event. And I was wondering, what you felt about that and what you felt that it took place in your sport.
No, thank you.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. But it's funny when it's funny when, isn't it funny how you got a lot to say, but you say it in just 3 words? You know what I'm saying? Like, they said a lot in just 3 words.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. T, what are your thoughts?
They say that I think 80% or 85% of communication is like nonverbal. So them sitting there and just not reacting, them communicating to everybody, they want no parts of this at all. It's interesting when someone who is not naturally born a certain gender is competing in a natural gender sport. That's not any old thing. This is like the top of the world athletes. So it's definitely something that I'm pretty sure bothers them to the core, because it's not a fair playing field. So they're definitely not liking this, where their whole life they're trained their whole life to compete on the world stage, and then someone decides to join in with them who doesn't quite fit the natural, characteristics of this I guess sporting event. And if that person has an unfair advantage, then they want to feel like, what's the point of me, doing it, in a way that's authentic? I should also do something extra to win this. So they're probably just pissed off about the unfair field of competitiveness right now.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Laurel Hubbard basically got lost due to a technicality is another. That's a whole other conversation in itself, in my personal opinion. But the whole conversation here about all of this is very it's very sensitive, right? The whole conversation is very, very sensitive. There's a lot of people that feel that there should be certain things that should be justified and okay, given the fact that this did not happen because of a technicality. Just change things because, okay, real quick, because I know we don't have a whole lot of time, but in regards to her being in, and was the first openly transgender woman to compete, the fact that she lost on a technicality says a lot, because if she did not do what she did, if she did not do that movement wrong or whatever, I guarantee you she probably would have been crushing records, I think. So given the fact that there was a technical form lift type thing because of how she lifted the weight, etc., says a lot. And I'm sure those women that said, no, thank you, those athletes that just said, we got nothing to say about it, have a lot to say about it, you know? But of course, I'm sure anything that they would say, whether they were for it or against it, could honestly throw them under the bus. Let's be real, given whatever countries they were from, because I don't know what countries they were from. But if you really think about it, if they said, hey, you know, I'm glad that she didn't make it. You know, she shouldn't be playing in our sport. Or no, I'm all for it. It was unfortunate. It would have been fun to compete. That could have been backlash there too. So it's almost like a damned if you do, damned if you don't. So you might as well just say, hey, no comment, keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? David, thoughts?
Yeah, I basically agree with you. Hubbard herself said something pretty similar after her technical removal. She actually didn't even argue the technical removal, which is probably could be accurate, because the positions for men and women are not the same at the end of your lift. They are different. If you remember when I showed you in the book the different skeletal structures, that does cause a difference that needs to be judged, just because of what is the strongest position for a man is not the strongest position for a woman.
Right.
And so that's probably what got her. She didn't complain about that whatsoever, and even said that she was okay with getting dropped early, because she didn't necessarily want to dominate the lifting. She just wanted to participate. And what we have seen is that she has dominated in the past, often lifting at excesses of what we ever seen a woman lift in the past. And so if she got the form down, she would have won. She was already, if I recall correctly, deadlifting 850 outside of competition, which is higher by 200 pounds than anything a woman has ever deadlifted, as far as records go anyway. No woman has gone over 650 or 700 for the deadlift. So it is a very fair concern. So, I mean, if you look at the lifts she's done before, Hubbard's done before, she has broken the female records. So it would be unlikely that any cisgendered born female would be able to outperform, just because of what we see. And I've mentioned this once before, but basically in the bench press, men can lift 200 pounds higher, deadlift about 400 pounds higher, and squats about 200 to 300 pounds higher for the men every 4 years in the Olympics,
because it's a naturally born man, right? So of course, biologically we're able to do a little bit more physically than women, biologically, scientifically speaking, and so thank you for those stats, David, because that's truth, so of course they're going to be like, hey, I'm happy in a way, you know what I mean? Because it cuts out it cuts out that competition regardless, even if Laurel Hubbard was a naturally born woman, and say she was just crushing it, right? And she gets eliminated because of the technicality, for a fact they're going, yes, quietly. Doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Of course they're going to be happy. Yes. No more. Cool. All right, moving on. You know what I'm saying? So, this one is it's funny because, you know, for a fact, they're going, hey, we want to secure the gold. We want to get chances to get medals ourselves, regardless if she was biologically a woman or a transgender woman. Her competition, her being a competitor, being eliminated, still a blessing for them, period. You know? So I guess, you know, in a way, it's kind of like better to say nothing. You know, it's better to say nothing than say something. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, a lot was said in those 3 words when they answered. No, thank you. Those 3 words, there's a lot that was said in 3 words, you know? But anyway, we got to jump into this next thing. And here it is, guys. Personally, all right, we talked about this guy, Maxwell Berry. All right. This is a quick video. I just wanted to show you guys the full video, or there's more video, more footage of this Maxwell Berry, who was losing his mind on Frontier Airlines. Let's take a quick look at this, shall we?
I fucking suck. My parents are worth fucking $2 million goddamn dollars. And you know what? You fucking suck. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? My grandpa is worth fucking good. My fucking attorney. Shut the fuck up! Hey! Nope. Chill out. You're a savage.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Shut up.
You know what's so crazy about this video is, you know, obviously there's been other angles, there's other videos out here showing him just losing his damn mind. But I always wonder, I've never been duct taped to a chair before in my life. But that tape looks kind of weak. You know what I'm saying? I keep thinking that he could just literally go and get out of it. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like that but they must have duct taped him in hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I've never held anybody hostage or anything like that. So maybe David could tell me, because, you know, I'm sure he's got a few hostages in his basement right now. I don't know. But anyway, I'm just curious, like, how is that duct tape really that strong? It looks like it's weak ass duct tape to me.
Could have like the industrial grade one. That is pretty strong. It's got like fiber threads through it. You can't tear it by hand very easily.
Word. But you know what I'm saying? It takes a lot to just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? This is weird.
If people weren't watching, they could get out of that duct tape eventually. But I think people would just retape them as soon as they started tearing off the first layer. And they'd be just stuck there again.
It's so queer. It's so wild to me, though, because in my personal opinion, this is exactly what this guy deserved. I know there's other people out here going, oh, you know, it's wrong what they did to him. He has feelings. But, you know, if you're going crazy, swinging fists, losing your damn mind, trying to start ish, that ain't right. The other thing is too, is this is the other question that I saw on the other comments on the when we did present this story. Where do air marshals at, or do they not do Frontier Airlines?
It doesn't look like it, man.
I'm not trying to be no. That's not shade. I'm not trying to throw shade on anything, but I'm just saying, real talk. Where the air marshals at? I thought they're all supposed to be all incognito up in this piece. You know what I mean? Like, where the hell they at? What were you gonna say, David?
Oh, that was it.
No, I didn't hear you.
I was just saying I don't think they do have them on these Frontier Airlines, because I looked through a bunch of incidences on there and not a single one mentioned a air marshal actually stopping anything.
No.
So maybe their plane sucks too much and air marshals don't want to fly on it, because I think they get to pretty much pick at random which airlines they're going to be on. But it doesn't seem like they ever have one here.
But I thought they all have an air marshal. I thought that was the thing. Like, you know, it's all quiet. Ain't nobody know about it. Everybody stay on the hush hush. Like, shut the hell up. We know where they at. You know what I mean? Like the flight attendants know who it is. You know, they do their nod. You know what I'm saying? Before they get on.
Yeah,
You
the way it
know,
actually,
and then they go and hide. And then when ish goes down like this, they come in to the rescue. You know, they're supermen or women, super people that jump in.
That's only in the movies, man.
Oh, I thought, okay, I've been watching Passenger 57 way too much.
Yes.
But yeah, so
only about 1% of flights have an air marshal on it.
yeah,
Bruh.
It's 44,000
They-
flights a day. It's too many flights to cover all
they
that.
keep their assignment secret because they do want you to assume they have air marshals on everyone, but you know, the vast majority of flights do not have one. That's why people get away with this. I mean, a lot of the security, I'm not going to get into the details of it, but a lot of the security with the aircraft stuff is it's more like they grab a small amount of people and they hope that scares the actual criminals from trying to sneak anything on. But there's been a lot of studies. I've accidentally taken my own knife on the plane. There's been people that took guns on just to see if they could get past, and they did. So it's mostly random, and they just hope they catch the ones, but they mostly hope to just scare people out of committing the crimes. And obviously, it's not working.
No, because I mean, people are seeing these viral videos all the live long day, and they're seeing, oh, if that's okay, that must be okay, right? That kind of treatment and acting like this must be okay. So if that's being given the thumbs up, you see what I'm saying? That's other people, bad people. I'm saying bad people, not just some idiot who's overly privileged and is drunk, right? He's got a little bit too much liquid courage coursing through his veins. Okay. These are real bad people that are going to be looking at these things and they're studying this ish. You don't think that they're watching these social media videos, these things on IG and stuff? Real talk. Yeah, they're on there. They're thirst trapping just as much as anybody else too. They're sliding in people's DMs too, with the fake avatars and you know the catfishing photos and stuff, fake profiles and stuff. You don't think that they see these videos too? So they're going to see how America's handling security on the planes. You don't think some guy out here is trying to go, let's make another 9/11 type situation? I said it. Think about it. They're seeing all this stuff and they're going, well, it could be anybody now. We can do anything. Oh, they really don't have air marshals on all the planes. That's great to know. Good to know. You know what I'm saying? There's people out here that want to do some bad things. And you look at that particular video, and the guy's swinging at the male flight attendant, and the flight attendant has to find a way to hold this guy down. Then one of the other female flight attendants runs up and tries to help. You know what I'm saying? Tries to help, but he can't do anything. You know what I'm saying? She can't do anything. She can't get around and help. You know, and that's the thing. Like now more than ever, there needs to be all flight attendants need to go through a judo class, something, you know what I'm saying? But instead of the training being done out on an open mat, they need to literally have them in like narrow passages. And that's it. This is how you detain this person. This is how you take this person down with the quickness. If you only have like 1 foot of space in between two seats, or if they're acting a fool while you have the high ground, like you're standing up and they're down low, here's the thing that you do. Bop, boom, bop, bop. That's what needs to be happening. You know what I'm saying? They need to start training these flight attendants because people are acting a damn fool. But anyway, I digress. I just wanted to show you guys the actual full video of that ish, because that's insane. That is insane, y'all. Other people are watching these things, y'all. I'm sorry. I hate to sound like the paranoid, uncle. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, everybody watching. You know what I mean? The streets is watching. The man is watching. Big Brother's watching. But on some real stuff, people watching this stuff and seeing what they can and can't do. Real talk. We're going to say, David? Real quick?
Just the unfortunate situation with America is that we have a lot of vulnerabilities, like in the flying, including our infrastructure, a lot of bridges that could be knocked out very easily. I mean, you see them collapsing all the time anyway. So really, America has a lot of these vulnerabilities, and people are becoming more and more aware of them. These vulnerabilities have been there for about 20 to 30 years, But social media and stuff is allowing basically everyone to know this, which means, of course, the bad guys know this. So they don't have to test as much anymore. They can watch YouTube and see what happens to other people that tested it. So you don't have these pre-runners like you used to trying to check the security. They can just watch YouTube and see regular people, regular Americans messing it up and testing it for them.
Right. Like I said, I mean, they're letting all the guinea pigs out, and then they're seeing what they can and can't do. You see what I'm saying? They're just like, hey, we need to strike now. No. Sit back. Let's see what happens next. They might expose something else. You know, they might expose another weakness in their armor over here. Just wait. Let's keep watching. Anyway, Chuck Diesel just said nunchucks. Give the flight attendants nunchucks. I agree. They need something. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to say here it's like tasers and stuff and anything like that, but they need to know how to take somebody down, dismantle somebody, have the higher ground. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know, have the advantage, because that guy could have gone and run amok throughout the entire plane, done even more crazy stuff, etc. You know, and it's not like they're scanning everybody for insanity, for mental health issues. They're just, you buy a ticket, you get on the plane, and you go. And that's it. You know. But anyway, we got to go into our next and final story of the day. And this one's kind of unfortunate, but we need to talk about this one for sure. This one has to do with there was a car crash that contained over 29 people in a van. 10 people are now dead. These are all migrants in this car. So at least 10 dead after van carrying migrants crashes in South Texas, authorities say. So at least 10 people are dead and 20 are injured. 20. What kind of van? What, like this must have been a big ass van, because that's a lot of people in one van. Okay. So 20 people are dead. 10 people are dead. I'm sorry. 20 are injured when an overloaded van crashed Wednesday on a highway in a tiny town about 100 miles south of Corpus Christi, Texas, authorities said. The crash happened shortly after 4 p.m. at an intersection of US 281 and Business 281 in Encino, Texas, a town with about 140 people. So this is a small town. Brooks County Sheriff Martinez said the van, designed to hold 15 passengers, was top heavy and tipped over when the driver lost control on a curve. Get this. The van held 29 suspected undocumented migrants, he said. A witness reportedly saw a Ford van speeding along the highway when the driver tried making a turn, and the van crashed into a metal utility pole. That's what the sheriff, or the staff lieutenant of the Texas Highway Patrol, said in a statement. The driver and 9 other passengers died at the site of the crash, the statement said. 20 people who were transported to area hospitals. The deceased identities were being withheld until relatives can be notified. Now, and that's what the staff lieutenant of the Texas Highway Patrol said in this statement as well. You know, I keep saying, like, I understand there's a lot of people out here that are trying to find a better place to live, trying to find a better country, to find refuge, to find their own pursuit of happiness. But this is not the way to do it. And it's sad, because the way things are, there's people out here that are so desperate to do whatever it takes to find their happiness, to find success, to give their family better opportunities. But when they see what's going on, and you know, of course, we could talk about the border stuff all day long, and unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot of time, so we can't. But when you have people who are hearing through the grapevine, let's just say, a person who's trying to migrate into this country illegally, and they're seeing how hard it is just to get through the border. They find other ways. They get hooked up with coyotes, etc. Pile into a van that's only supposed to be for a capacity of 15, double the size, double the limit, and crash because they're just so desperate. And they know that if they go to the border and they try to do it that way, they'll either get turned away or they'll get thrown into some sort of camp, not being able to get out to America to work and have a pursuit of happiness. This is sad, and this is a sign of sure desperation on the part of the migrant and on the part of that person that really wants to find something more for themselves and their family. And we've heard these stories before too, where we've had other crashes that have happened, where there's been vans filled with 25, 30 people as well, because they just couldn't control the car. I don't know. It just, this is such a sad story that I just keep thinking, there's got to be a better way for them. There's got to be another way to get this thing taken care of. I got to throw around to the guys really, really quick. Okay. I'm going to throw to you, David. Quick. We have a very short amount of time. Go for it.
All right. Yeah, so like you were saying, this is a major problem. Over the past year alone, 500,000 people have been have entered across the border over the past year and had to be dealt with by Border Patrol. But in addition to that, there's been about 10 to 100,000 other individuals they believe are smuggled through, with prices ranging from $250 to $4,500 per head. So it's a very profitable job, I guess. But this is increasing very much right now because of some of the crises in the South, specifically the Central American hurricanes that hit a couple months ago. So smugglers are basically going around grabbing these people that are refugees with no houses and bringing them to America. And Mexico just reported recently that because of all the coyotes coming up from Central America, they estimate about 100,000 Mexican girls have been kidnapped by these smugglers and brought to the U.S. as well. So if you combine the estimates, it's probably 200 to 300,000 people smuggled into the U.S. Through the southern border, and that includes by water as well.
Yeah, obviously this train won't stop. It's not going to stop. And I just want to throw up this comment really quick because Pioneer said something that was right. You aren't going to stop it. Too many people are for it. One of the best things for us to do is to get together and form our own secured communities to keep us and our children safe. And, I agree. The Pioneer beautifully said. I totally agree with that 110%. I mean, there's got to be different ways, a new approach to everything that's going on with the people that are trying to migrate into this country. T, real quick, what are your thoughts, man?
It's just sad to see that people are dying, to get over here so badly. It's really unfortunate. You would think that the border wall that was just built would have increased this by a lot. I'm not sure what's happening with that. Also, like Pioneer just said, people coming over here illegally, they can come over here as criminals, as they could be sick with diseases, possibly like COVID. So like it's hard to take on more people here, who are not going to, I guess, contribute in the best positive way possible, because you really don't know who's coming over here. They're not really screened at the border. So I'm all for immigration, but I'm not for it being illegal and risking the lives of those who are here legally.
Yeah. I'm with you 110% on that. I think we're all with that 110%. We all agree with that. I think that we need to there needs to be a new approach, especially in this country. The powers that be that are watching the border and all that, we all need to start figuring something out. There's got to be a new approach. There's got to be a new procedure. And yes, screen them, do what you need to do. But, I see a lot of people who are going, a lot of these men and women that are just doing whatever they can. And they're just going, I don't want to be stuck in some camp out in the middle of nowhere I want to go out and work. I want to live my life. I want to bring my children out, and work and, have my children have a good education and a roof over their head. And for me to earn my living, etc. I think that, unfortunately, we need to get to the point where the powers that be sit down and start figuring something out, because it being done illegally is bad. It's wrong. And it's very, very bad. And now it's starting to become very, very dangerous. And it shouldn't be. It's been dangerous, but now it's getting worse. We're seeing these stories, people piled into a car, overloading a car just so that they can find a pursuit of happiness here in this country. That's sad. They need to do something, and they need to do something very, very quick. Anyway, I got one last story, or one last thing I wanted to show you guys, because, I wanted to end this on a little bit of a high note. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of a chuckle, something that you guys will all enjoy, I hope. Well, some of you guys will. Takashi 6ix9ine was recently on a podcast, DJ Academics podcast. I guess he's doing a new podcast. And if you don't know who he is, he has a YouTube channel, etc. DJ Academics. Anyway, he's over at the studio, the same studio that Fresh and Fit do their podcast from. We've covered these guys a couple times on this show, talking about how they kick women out and their theories about dating, the dating scene, relationships, so on and so forth. They are part of the quote unquote manosphere. You might hear that a lot out here, but they're a skyrocketing show. But they're in the same podcast room. DJ Academics is interviewing Takashi 6ix9ine, and I just think this is hilarious. You just got to hear what he thinks a gun sounds like. It's absolutely amazing. Take a look at this. He's so fired up for whatever reason. He's always so fired up. Real talk. But I got to play that one more time. Like, he's always so, like, you know what I mean? Like, chill, man. But hold on. One more time.
I'm sticky. Hung.
By the way, he's wearing 2 watches. I'm just letting you know. He's wearing 2 watches. He's got a watch over here and a watch over there. I don't know why. Maybe there's one for the current time, the time that where he's from, or you know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on, but real talk, dude is losing his mind. What else is new? But that is what the sound of a gun is. Hung. You ever heard of a gun go off like that? I'm just curious.
Yeah. I'm assuming that AK-47s must shoot out Japanese swords. Recording 6ix9ine.
Bruh, okay.
Like some kung fu flick.
AKs have like a sharp, harder sound. It's like cat, 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 more than whatever sound he's making.
What's funny is there was somebody else who responded to this video that I got to show you guys really quick, and then we got to wrap it up. But this guy shows different like gunshots, the sounds of different gunshots with his own mouth. It's pretty damn amazing. You got to hear this. Take a look at this. It's pretty cool.
Wait, the grenade launcher, yeah. RPG. MP5. 12 gauge. You do the fire shot though.
Do the deagle. Just do the deagle.
Yeah, do the deagle. Reload for the 1911.
It's pretty damn good. That's pretty damn good. Did you hear hung? Did you hear that? I'm just saying. Just curious. Did you see that at all? hung. Anyway, he said in that video that he fired his security. He said, if it's coming to me, it's coming to me. He's like, I don't give a damn. That's how hardcore he is. That's how ready to die he is. Just so you know, that's Takashi. Hang. Just so you know. Oh my God. Anyway, it's never a dull moment with that dude. But here it is, guys. I wanted to say a big thank you to everybody. That's the show today. I really do appreciate it. To the fellas, thank you guys so much for being on. I really do appreciate it. David and T, you're dope. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Fun show as always.
Always. It was a short show, but it is what it is. We have to do what we do. Like I said, today is the last show right here in Miami. So I'll be back in my original home, my original studio here very, very soon. So you'll be seeing the purple lights and everything. I'm very excited about that. Looking forward to coming back home. And y'all, be on the lookout for some pop-up videos, etc. Those things are going to be popping off here, I'm sure, before I take off. All right. Miami was fun and educational and mind-blowing. Let's just say that. Okay. And I'm never going to forget it. Like I said before, I've been thinking about this too. Possibly doing this, and I've said this before in another show, but maybe doing some sort of retreat, bringing people on or bring people out here or, wherever the destination is, and just doing something every summer, like a 1 to 2 week type of retreat, everybody together, do some stuff, hang out, be by the beach, do some fun things, but then also do some empowering things, empowering each other, motivating each other, etc. Going through whatever we need to go through. You feel me? So anyway, I do appreciate everybody for coming on and chopping it up and everything. And I'll see you guys soon. Okay? Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys very soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
If you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center, a professional nuisance wildlife management company specializing in providing animal removal for residential, industrial, and commercial clients. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. Exactly which animal are we dealing with? How is the animal getting inside the home? What kind of damage is the animal doing to the structure? Once we get the answers to all of these questions, we develop and write up an action plan to resolve the animal issue completely and provide a quote to implement that action plan. We perform a very in-depth 70-point wildlife inspection. From visually inspecting the highest point, the chimney, to physically crawling inside the attic space and looking for animals, chewed wires, fecal matter, chewed structural wood. We inspect everything. Our inspection process covers all of the following 70 points: animal-proof chimney cap, roof ridge vents, roof to soffit junctions, dormer fascia, attic gable vents, gutter lines, fascia trim, garage door, utility penetrations, water, gas, electric, and cable, bathroom vents, attic roof ridge vents, attic electrical, wiring, junctions, boxes, and lighting, concrete decks, additions, wooden crawl spaces, basement plumbing, penetrations, ceiling, floor, and wall. Wildlife Command Center's mission is to deliver the finest quality wildlife removal and pest control service that is safe for the environment. For more information, call us now.